Hi, it's Paula. I'm here making some tortilla soup for my nephew, Mac. This is for you. So I want to let you know all the ingredients because I've always been asked what is in it and I don't have a recipe. So first off, it starts with a mirepoix, and this is a traditional mirepoix. You have your carrots, your onions, and your celery. And then it has chicken stock. I have my own chicken stock that I made, but of course you can use a canned powder. It also has diced tomatoes. The tomatoes I choose are the roasted ones with garlic, but of course you can use regular ones, you can use crushed ones, it really doesn't matter. Can of green chilies, corn, black beans, of course olive oil, EVOO, garlic, I'm lazy, I already have a minced one. This here is bay leaves, cumin, just in case, I have a little garlic salt, black pepper, cayenne, oregano, chili powder, paprika. Of course, we're going to be using real butter. We have our chicken. This is one I pulled off of the chicken I made last night. I will be putting more into the soup, but just to let you know, that's how we start. And then, of course, the garnish afterwards. It usually comes with cilantro, avocado. Some people like a little bit of lemon in it. We also have the tortilla chips. I do not put the tortilla chips in my soup because I don't like the way it comes out with the consistency. I like to have it afterwards. Hot sauce, and then of course it's brunch every day during quarantine, so I do have my mimosa. So we're going to start in our stock pot, and we're going to sweat the mirepoix. So I'm going to use a little bit of butter because I always like a little butter in it. And this is salted butter. If you wonder why it's soft, I leave it on my counter. You can leave butter on your counter. It won't go bad, and it's all okay with the health department. A little bit of the EVOO, just enough that it gets over all the vegetables so they don't burn. We're going to bring it up to about a medium heat, and as soon as that starts to melt a little bit, then we're going to dump the veggies in there. One nice thing about any soup, it starts with the same recipe all the time. It's the mirepoix. So Mac, if you asked how I made the garlic soup the other day, it didn't have carrots. It's a white mirepoix, so it's just the onions and the celery, and then it's cooked the same way, and whatever you put in it, and then we add the milk and a roux to thicken it usually. So what we're going to do here, and as I always tell people from my chef that I learned from, don't ever put your knife on your cutting board. It makes your chef instructor very mad. And other than that, let me get these in here. As you can already hear, they're kind of sizzling a little bit, and I need to stir them so things don't burn. And this is going to be a larger batch. So we're going to get it tossed in there, get them starting to sweat. We don't want them to caramelize. That means that we don't want them brown. We just want to get to the point where the onions start to look translucent. So you just have to watch your heat a little bit on this. You'll find out your ovens usually have a hot spot. Mine is right over here, so I always have to keep an eye on that. Next I'm going to add the garlic. So I'm going to go right over here, grab my garlic. I love the minced one because it's really quick, but of course you can get the whole ones, cut it up yourself, and make the soup, or make the, for the garlic. I eyeball everything, so, and I like garlic. So maybe 2 tablespoons of minced garlic in there. And you keep stirring, stirring, stirring. And the reason why for this soup I have my carrots and my celery a little bit larger, because it's similar to a vegetable soup, and you want to have the chunks of vegetables in it to be eaten, not disappear as it gets cooked down. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit because I hear it sizzling, and I'm going to keep stirring. We can put the garlic down for the moment. And if you're wondering what's going on over here, I make my own stock. So that is the bones and everything that was left over from the chicken that I made last night. More celery, more mirepoix, more celery, more onions, more carrots, more water, the bones, the skin, everything. It's gonna go in here, and I'm gonna cook this for several hours and then strain it, and I will have probably at least 8 cups of homemade stock, which is bone broth. All right, so as you can see, I like to show everybody, the onions are starting to get translucent, like that one right there. And you can see there's liquid. That's not basically the oil and the butter that we put in, that's actually the sweat from the vegetables coming off. That's gonna give you a very aromatic, distinct smell, and you'll know that's when it's time to proceed. So now we're gonna add in other things. Now, since I don't want my vegetables to burn, I'm gonna throw in most of the liquid products that I'm not gonna drain or rinse. So we have our green chilies. I'm using a whole can. If it's not spicy enough, I will throw another one of these cans in there. The whole thing, juice, everything, all gone. Same thing with the tomatoes, juice, everything. And I'll probably use these cans to get some water so I can get the rest out of there. And now I'm gonna stir it up. So now you know you can do the rest without it starting to burn. And this is gonna be like a double batch, so that's why there's so much tomato in there. If you're just gonna do a single batch, I would probably just do 1 can of tomatoes, or if you like lots of tomatoes, then go for it. So then the next I'm gonna put in the chicken stock. This is my chicken stock that I make in-house. As you can see, it's gonna be very gelatinous. It'll have a little bit of the oil, but you can see how this is not your, the stuff that comes out of the can. So that's what's really good. And if you have this stuff around, it makes it yummy and it's less work. So that's our stock. It's already been fortified, flavored. It has the bone broth in it basically, so it's all really good for you. Now I'm gonna do the corn and the beans. So when it comes to the corn and the beans, you need to strain out the water on these ones. So that's one. You can do them together, it doesn't really matter. And I just do a quick rinse because the beans have a tendency of being kind of gunky. And that goes in the pot, all of it. So that's getting to the point of having a good chicken tortilla soup. And then bay leaves. Since it's a big pot, I'm using 3. Those go in it. They don't get crunched, they just cook with it. Don't forget your bay leaves, that's the good luck part about it. And then I'm gonna let this cook for a while. Now remember, you've seen I haven't put the chicken in yet because I don't want the protein to cook out of the chicken because I'm not using the bone or the broth. So I'm gonna let that cook a while and then we'll come back and I'll show you how to finish it because it's gonna be all about tasting and the final products of the seasoning and the salts and of course the chicken. All right, and now it's been cooking for a while. I did add quite a lot more water to it. As you can see, the chicken's not in there yet. What we're gonna do now is a taste test. It should taste like really bland vegetable soup. And because this is going out to other people, I'm gonna not contaminate it. And I always try my soups. Yep, really bland vegetable soup. So, at the moment right now, the vegetables are al dente. This is the pulled chicken that I got. I forgot to mention that you can always just buy the rotisserie chicken from the grocery store. And then now comes the flavoring. For me, since I tasted it and I don't put salt in most of my stuff, I use this because it has way more than enough salt. It's about a 1/4 cup. I start small and then add up if I need it. And then a little cayenne. Don't go crazy because it might get too hot. And then chili powder. And that one you can go a little heavier on because you need the chili taste. Paprika, which is a little more smoke. Then we're gonna go with oregano. For oregano, this is a dry herb. This is one of the key ingredients to tortilla soup. You want to make sure it gets a little crushed up. It brings out the dry. And so, oh, and cumin. I am not a cumin fan, but you have to put cumin in this dish, otherwise it doesn't taste right. So I don't put a real lot in there. And then we go for a stir. And then we see where we're at our profile on the spices. And then after you get it to taste like you want it to taste, by either adding more of the chicken stock, more of the chili powder, or more of the cayenne for heat. And then you just put it on the back burner and let it cook. Do not get it to a boil, like a fast boil, because then you're going to get foam on top, and that means you have just cooked out all of your protein and you can't put it back in. So, almost there. And for us, it's definitely more of this, which is the cayenne. Definitely more of the chili. Don't be shy. I'm even doing more oregano because that's what's in it. I'm not going to put any black pepper in because I think I put enough cayenne, and the black pepper I have is a little coarse. I am going to bring up the salt content a little bit more with the chicken stock powder, chicken broth. And see, now it's starting to look like what it's supposed to look like. It's the right color. It should have the right flavor. And now I'm just going to put it on the back burner and let it cook for about, oh, I don't know, an hour or so. And it'll be done. I'm going to package it up, and then it's going to, there it is. It's going to go to family and friends and anybody in this coronavirus quarantine. And that's it. All right, the soup is done, as you can see, and it's still hot. I'm going to package this up because I want to get it out to people before it gets too late today. And so for now, all I'm doing is just my to-go order. It's a 16-ounce container. I put about a little over 10 or 12 ounces in there, maybe a little more depending how many I can get out of here. And we're going to take it to friends and family, and people are hungry, and sometimes I even get to take it to the nurses. Oh, by the way, take the bay leaf out when you find it. Otherwise you have to do the dishes. That is one of the rules. If you've got the soup with the bay leaf in it, you were the lucky one to do the dishes. And that's our chicken tortilla soup. Paula, because it's something I created by taste testing and found the tortilla soup I liked, and I just recreated it. Thank you to Chef Benno at COD who taught me how to do taste profiling, because he really was the master on that. And we're going to be taking these out. And that's it for us today. Come see me another one when we have another thing going on. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon. Stay safe, stay quarantined.